But back then, because we were earning some income, we did decide to start a pro team. We started a pro team, and we started an Oceanic division and a Latin American division. And I remember that we had limited funds. We signed on Eric, of course, we signed on Ryu, and we had enough for one more. And I was split between two players. I was split between two Terran players from Peru who are Song hermanos, baby. They're like brothers. They were tied at the hip, and I felt so bad only getting one of them. But it was Neo and Tavo. Like Tavo was the other option that I was tempted to go for. And in the end, we went for Neo, like Neo, who also played in this tournament in the group stage. In the end, we did go for Neo. In the end, barely enough for Tavo. But you know, in my mind, or Elio, he was always like an honorary CranKy Duckling, and it's a good friend. It's a good friend. Also does drop in from time to time in the chat. But here we go. We're getting into our next series, into our first best of 3. Oh my god, pull first. Spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Ley Lines, we have the Costa Rican Zerg player. We have the purple Zerg representing Team License to Kill, LTK. It is EON. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the Peruvian Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Exeritus Esports. It is Tavo. Let us go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim this series. Will it go the way of the Terran or the way of the Zerg? Oh boy, up to you to decide. Now, both these players have been practicing a lot for this tournament. They've both been streaming a lot as well, and coming into this, EON, in my mind, is a little more cheesy. We saw him go pool first, for example. But EON, he's a lot more cheesy, he's a lot more aggressive. He does a lot of all-ins. Expect a lot of all-ins and maybe less so standard play out of EON. Tavo is more standard. He is more standard. He's typically a bio player, but he can play mech. To bear that in mind, he can make it up, especially in TvT. So if we feature Tavito in a TvT at some point, so that's what I'm going to be leaning towards, is playing mech here against Zerg. He does like to mix it in every now and then, but for the most part is a bio player, and we'll see how they compare. I want to say if we get into a longer standard mid game, I want to favor Tavito, but when it comes to the early mid game, then that is where EON can thrive, depending on what he goes for. Again, late expansion, earlier Lings, and you can see Lings, they do move out across the map. Tavo with the SCV Scout, he confirms how late the hatchery is. He is on patrol, he's here back at home, and he will clean this up, but not without losing his SCV. Yeah, the SCV does get sniped. Bit of an overreaction here. A lot of boys are being pulled, and yes, this will be cleaned up, but this was a little bit unnecessary. So yeah, Tavo, he does overreact. He will shut this down, but that was a good amount of damage. Remember, EON, he killed one SCV, he denied some mining time, and of course he did delay the expansion as well. So EON, he got more damage than he was really looking for. So nicely done. Does some damage. At the same time, the Reaper does now move out across the map. Queen is in position, and EON should hold. EON, he should hold. As EON from here, he will claim his third. Behind this, Tavito going for his third CC before Starport. Economic opener here out of Tavo. So standard build, standard setup. Again, did take some extra losses just because he did overreact to the Lings. I also wanted to say that I don't blame Tavo for overreacting, just because I mean, we said it ourselves, and Tavo, he would echo that. EON is typically a cheesy player, so for all Tavo knew, maybe there were more Lings, right? Maybe there was a bigger commitment to Zerglings early on. These two, I'm sure they play quite often on the ladder, so that's where mind games come into play as well, where they are more familiar with each other. As we go for the add-on swap into Cloak Banshee. So Banshees are on the way. Behind this early Roach Warren out of EON, hidden behind the main base. Again, we mentioned earlier, like EON, he's usually a little more aggressive, a little more unorthodox, and we do expect EON to thrive in the early to mid game. So this does look like an early Roach bush. So far unscouted. Now, Tavo going into Banshee play. Now, no cloak. No cloak, bear that in mind, but he doesn't really need cloak here if he's playing this defensively. Banshees are ideal against early Roach bushes, as again, Roaches don't shoot up. But EON is not droning. 8 Roaches on the way. From here, he has to make a choice. He can still drone. He can still drone up, or he could double down. Oh, he's supply blocked! Brutal supply block here for EON. 3 Overlords are on the way. Now is not the time. Again, he was supposed to be flooding Lings behind this. 4 Overlords in production. Oof. Roaches have arrived. Now, what do we do? Drone or Ling? What's it going to be? Now morphing in Ravagers, just making use of how delayed the push is going to be. Lings, they come in for a surround, and they don't quite get the Hellion. Not quite. Oh! There we go. One Hellion goes down, the Reaper as well. And what's important here is the scout is denied. Like Tavo, he was about to scout, is not confirmed. There we go. Eon, he's all in. He's all in. Ling, Ravager all in out of Eon. The Lings are thrown away. They're going to be cleaned up. But again, they deny the scouts. Tavo still has no idea what's going on. Tavo has not seen this, not confirmed. We have Raxes on the way. Add-on swaps as well. No bunker, no defensive setup, no wall. That's a lot of Ravagers. And he's going in. He's getting ready for the dive. We have 20 more Lings behind this. The wall is going to be broken. As he's breaking through the depots. Yeah, depots are brought down. The boys are evacuated. The Banshees, they do respond. But again, this is a late response. The Banshees could have been getting free damage the entire time if Eon had if Tavo had known. But he didn't know. He didn't know. The pants are down. And Eon, he's going in. He's going into the main. The boys are being pulled and there is no army. But, ooh, they snipe one of the Banshees. Banshee goes down as well. Tank has arrived. Ooh, and with this surround, Tavo, he will clean this up. But no, the Banshee. Oh my god. Another Banshee goes down. And this is critical damage. This is game-ending damage. Nice hold position Michael with the SCVs. They're buying more time than they should. But the Lings, they flood in nonetheless. They get on top of the tank. And alas, Tavito, he just does not have enough here. 47 workers going down. GG gets called. And Eon, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Eon, he will take a lead in the series. And again, Eon, we expect this from him. We did emphasize at the start of the series, Eon is very cheesy, very aggressive as a player. Tavo, unfortunately, he was going to scout, but the Lings did deflect the Hellions, and he failed to scout. He failed to get a read what was going on. He wasn't able to confirm the all-in. He wasn't able to confirm the aggression, and with that, he was caught with his pants down. Alas, if he had spotted it, the Banshees, again, free damage on the Ravagers, we would have seen a full wall off as well, bunker in the natural, bunker in the main base, getting ready to fall back. Alas, Tavo, he had no reaction because he had no scouts. He was in the dark. He was caught with his pants, the pants were down. GG. GG, well played with that. Eon does take a lead in the series, and we'll see if he can claim the series or if Tavo can recover. Again, if we can get into the mid game, if we can get into a standard game, I favor Tavo, 100%. I favor Tavo. Like, I do think that he's a stronger player, but only if we can get there. And again, Eon is going to do everything he can to stop him from getting there. Let's go. Let us go. So we expect to see some more aggression. Now, I don't expect to see the same build multiple times in a row, right? So we had a Ravager Ling all in here in game 1. I expect something different coming into game 2. We'll see. We'll see. And yo, shout out to MattyIce239 in the chat. Baby God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. I hope you enjoy the content. I hope you enjoy the casting. I hope you enjoy the StarCraft. And thank you. Thank you so much for the support. We appreciate it. We appreciate it, Pappy. And here we go. I hope you enjoy the emotes as well. Do you have our emotes? We do provide replay packs to our subscribers as well. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the Peruvian Terran player. We have the Blue Terran representing Xeratus Esports. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. It is Tavo. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player. We have the Costa Rican Zerg representing Team License to Kill, LTK. It is Eon. Leading the series 1-0. Here we go. So we are going to be settling in. And again, our eyes are mainly going to be on Eon. This time, hatch first. Remember, last game, it was a pool first opener. And this time, hatch first out of Eon. Tavo, he will have to SCV scout to confirm the timing of the hatchery. And welcome to Ultra Love. Ultra Love is a smaller map. Shorter rushes by ground compared to Leyline, so aggression is more favored on Ultra Love, more so than on the previous map. So we could see some more roach aggression. We could see like a Ling Bane bust, Ling Bane all in, Nida space play as well. There are options here for Eon. 2-base Muta also on the table as well. I'm not too fond of it here on Ultra Love, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what Eon goes for. Until then, Tavo does go for the Rax Expand, Economic or Standard Opener. Just Standard Opener here out of Tavo. SCV scatter across the map. And this will let him know it is safe to move out with the Reaper. So we'll let him know. Does dip in. And from here, he can now move out. The Reaper does zoom across the map. Hello, Seagrail. Hello, hello. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. Hope you're doing well. Having a good week. Oh. As Reaper breaks in. Reaper does break in. Oh. Will threaten the mineral line. The dance has begun. It takes out one Zergling. Not bad. One Zergling goes down. And he shouldn't get a drone. There we go. The queen has arrived. And EON will hold. Meanwhile, Tavito, he does confirm the third base. Confirms the third. Third CC on the way for Tavo. So once again, third CC for Starport. Once again, standard opener out of Tavo. Like, when it comes to the last game, I can't really fault his build by any means, but it just came down to the scatting, to be honest. That's all it is. And it's something that you have to be on top of, especially against a player like EON. Like again, he has a reputation of being aggressive, so it's on Tavo to scan or to dive with Reapers, to dive with Hellions. Already here, 14 Lings on the way. That's a lot of Zerglings. And the goal here for EON should be to catch out the Reaper and to get across the map. Speaking of, Reaper is going to be shut down. Limited scouting. Again, the Link Flood was hidden. EON is moving out. Now, behind this, he's droning. This is not all in, but the goal here is to move in as the Hellions move out. So it's on EON. He does have vision of the ramp, and he's waiting. He's waiting for the Hellions to push, or actually, he might just go in. Okay, never mind. He's just going in. The Hellions are at home to defend. And that means that this isn't going to get as much damage, or at least it shouldn't. Yeah, Lings, they go for the dive. Hellions, they kite well. Boys are being pulled. And so far with this, Tavo, he should defend. But how many SCVs is he going to lose so far? 4 SCVs. Yeah, 4 SCVs do go down. Losing up to 6. Losing up to 7. Not bad. 7 workers for 14 Lings. I would say that is a worthwhile trade here for EON. Nice damage early on. Behind this, going into Banshee play. Now, Tavo, he will recuperate those losses as he does have a third command center. But he will need a little bit of time. He will need some time here to recover. Meanwhile, ooh, the lair is almost done. This is what, a 4-minute lair? 350-ish? Jesus. So early lair timing out of EON. Very early. What's the plan? Gases are being taken. Are we actually going 2-base Muta? I joked earlier about it. And I stand by what I said, that I'm not too fond of 2-base Muta, specifically on Ultra Love, but we'll see. Double Evo Chamber. Never mind. Double Evo Chamber, this tells us is going to be a little bit more committed into, I would imagine, roaches. But we have no tech. Spire or Roach Warren, what's it going to be? If it was going to be roaches, we would have seen it by now. 100%. We would have seen the Roach Warren, so this should be for Muta play. Otherwise, rush into Lurker. Sorry, rush into Ultra. Okay, so we're rushing into the Infestation Pit, so this is going to be 1-1 upgrades, sorry, +1 carapace, +1 melee into Ultra Tech. Now, this is a little bit old school. These used to be a little bit more common back, oh god, what was the map called? Ancient Cistern, that's it. That was maybe 2 years ago? Was that 3 years ago? No shot. At least 2 years ago, but Ancient Cistern, it's a relatively modern map. From a couple of years ago, but we saw Dark used to be very fond of this build on Ancient Cistern, but to pull this off, you need map control. Like you need a lot of Ling Bane to contain the Terran, to keep them pinned at home on 2 and then 3 bases, and then you can get away with rushing into Hive and rushing into Ultras. Hive is on the way, Infestor as well. We are working towards Ultra Tech. We'll see if Tavo can punish. Now, I said that like you need a lot of Lings to like gain control and to contain your opponent. Because of the earlier Ling Flood, I mean, Tavo is stuck at home. Like Tavo, he's playing really scared. Like these Hellions should be active, but they're not. Like Tavo is playing very scared. He does see gases at the third. Is a sign. Is a tell that's a lot more gas intensive than just Ling Bane. Which is true. Tavo, he might assume this is for fast Hydras. He might assume Muta. Yeah, and again, it is on Tavo to confirm. And now the Hellions are moving out. But again, this is a late move out of Tavo. Banshees. Now, going into the main base is going to be a big moment for Tavo as well, as he does roast up some of those Zerglings. There we go. Ultra Cavern's on the way alongside the Spire. Again, this is just so greedy. And we have the Scout. He confirms. He does see the Hive. Yeah, the Hive is spotted. And how do you respond here as Tavo? Like, at this point, it's not too late to punish. I will say that. It's not too late. Yes, there is all this tech, but like EON doesn't really have the money for Ultras right now. But EON does have Infestors, so it's going to make it difficult to be aggressive. But I do think that Tavo has to try to punish this and at least break the fourth. It's not going to be easy, though. Tavo, he is making, what, 8 Marines at a time. He's got his 5-rack setup. Overlord is hunted down. And again, he should be pushing here with 1-1. I just worry that because the Infestors, that's what it comes down to. It comes down to the Fungals. If the Fungals connect, then EON will hold. If they don't, then Tavo will break through. This does delay. This will delay Tavo. Now he's pushing. Ultra production has begun. The army should have already been across the map. It should have already been across. This fourth base should already be under fire. And again, Tavo, he needs that fourth. But there are 5 Ultras. Remember, 0 Banelings, by the way. This is not Ling Bane. This is Ling Ultra. Like, all the gas is being spent on Ultras and Infestors. That's how greedy this is. And that's why EON was so vulnerable up until this moment. But now he's here. Now we have 6 Ultras. That was moving in. Here come the Fungals. Ooh. So far, good positioning. The Hellbats have a lot of work to do. We see EON trying to come in for a surround. And the Infestors are targeted down. Ooh, no Fungals. Yeah, nice target firing out of Tavo. He'll focus down the Lings. Tanks go down, and he cannot bring down the Ultras. Not like this. Force to pick up. But honestly, this was a very efficient fight. Very efficient trade here for Tavo. He fought well. It's just the Ultras. Like again, his Marines tickle Ultras. He needs Liberators, tanks, Marauders. From here, he will boost away. Like you can see, he killed 118 Lings, and he lost 8 Marines. He lost the tanks, but like again, like efficiency-wise, very efficient out of Tavo. But now here come the Ultras, and Tavo, unfortunately, is not quite ready for this. Yeah, the Marines, they just melt to the Ultras. They have to go, oh god, they have to kite away. The swipes are brutal. Oh my god, yeah, one swipe of the Marines, they just crumble. Oh god. The Ultras are here, they just want hugs. They shut down the bio. They break through the expansion. And he did get away with it. He did get away with it. A big part of this was the Ling Rumbai at the start of the game. The Ling Rumbai did so much damage. It delayed the Tavo for so much. Again, if Tavo had pushed even 30 seconds sooner, this base would have been broken. But with that, Ultras, they bust into the natural as well. And EON, it looks like he will claim this. He will claim this series as he takes out the mineral line. The third base is non-existent. The natural is forced to lift. And a GG. EON, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations, EON. He will claim the series. GG, well played. Again, Tavo, unfortunately, he was playing so scared after the first Ling run by, so he was not active on the map. He could not punish EON. He had the forces to do so, but he was deterred. He was stuck at home. Again, the Ling run by did do a lot of damage as well, which did slow him down. And EON, he barely got away with it. We saw that Tavo, he was out trading him. Like, again, Tavo had some really good target firing on the Infestors, and he kited really well, and he shut down the Lings very efficiently. Like, Tavo, he was out trading, he was out playing, but it was all too late. The reality is that he just took a little bit too long to move out and to break the bases, because by the time he did, Ultras were popping out. And there was no answer to those Ultras. So in the end, GG well played. In the end, Tavo, he will claim this. Sorry, EON, he will claim the series. Tavo is out of the tournament. And with that, we are halfway through the quarterfinals. We're halfway through here. Once again, let's catch up on our brackets. Let's go. Ooh, okay, so from the top, we're halfway through. We already have our upper semifinals ready here. Mute takes down Darker Name 2-0, advancing on to the semifinals. Likewise, EON takes down Davito 2-0 as well. So we have Mute versus EON in the upper semifinals. They are going to be facing off in that PvZ. most likely next week. Either next week or the week after. Again, we don't have the dates confirmed for the semis and the finals, but alas, the quarterfinals are going to be held until then, so the players that can now get some rest, they can now get ready for their opponents to have some time to prepare some builds. Meanwhile, we have the second half of the broadcast. Up next, we have some Chile on Chile action. We have Sagan versus Luciano. Let's go.